Hey guys, it's James with the Northern Nevada Homestead. Hopefully the sound on this is going to be alright. It's my daughter's vlogging camera. For some reason my Canon doesn't want to record right now, and I probably changed some setting, but I'm going to have to figure out what I did. But I wanted to get this out, or get this recorded. The forklift was fixed today, so it looks like in the morning we're going to be doing raising still if the wind doesn't get bad. It's probably about 10 right now, so if it stays right around there, we should be able to raise the still. But I just wanted to show you some preliminary stuff before we get started. These buildings go together with you know, your standard bolts. Sorry, I'm low tripod, so I'm kind of down on my knees. This is what you typically get when you order these metal buildings. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just nut and bolt. But when you're doing the main structure on these buildings, if you get these, you have to torque them to like 350 foot-pounds. So you need somebody on one side of the bolt holding the nut so it's not spinning, or the bolt so it's not spinning, and somebody on a big torque wrench, 700-pound torque wrench, to be able to get that foot-pounds. And I'm too lazy to do that, and I'm doing it by myself. So what we went with on this, and these cost a little bit more, but they're worth it. And I don't know if you can see that there, but what these are called are tension control bolts. You've got this little nub right here on the end that you have a now I can't think of what the wrench is called right now, but you put it on, and what happens is it spins this nut, and when it gets to the right torque or tension, this little nub will snap off, and you got these little nubs come off. I've already put the rafters together, so I'll show you. But they come off. That's how you know that you got the correct tension, so you don't have to hang on a torque wrench. And then when they come out for your inspection, which they need a structural engineer to come out and say, yeah, you're good. And usually what they do is they have you pull that torque wrench on, well, depends, usually about 25% of the bolts. And if it doesn't click, they're going to make you retighten them all while they stand there, and you're paying them an hourly wage. With these things, they come out, they look and say, okay, those are tension control. The nubs are snapped off, and they're out there for about an hour. And I think these guys make $200-300 an hour out here. I don't remember what it was. They had to come out for a compaction test on our building pads. Yeah, he was out here for a half an hour, and it was, I think, a $255 bill for him to test that. So we're going with these. I'll show you that. Well, I don't know if I'll show you that when I'm putting them on. It depends. I might attach this to the basket while we're putting up the rafters, but we're kind of in a time crunch to get these in. But I want to show you these. So if you're ever going to do a metal building and you can afford the extra income, I think this is a 40 by 60 foot building. We have a mezzanine in it, and it raised the price a couple $1,000s for these bolts, but it's worth it to me. It's worth every penny, because I don't have to pull a torque wrench. It's a lot faster. The gun, I had never used one prior to this. I just heard about them. Turns it really slow. I expected it to go, but no, it just turns it real slow and then snaps them off. So I'm going to pick up the camera. The other bolts we're going to be using are these little 1/2-inch bolts, and these ones don't have to be torqued. They just have to be tightened down. And these are the ones that are going to hold your girts, your purlins, all your bracing are going to be done with these ones. And these ones you just torque down, or tighten down with the impact. We have a battery impact wrench, and it does them fine. So, but I'm going to pick up this camera. I'm going to turn around and show you the joint, the connection on the two rafter pieces, so you can kind of see what it is. So here's the connections, and you can see that these little nubs, let's see if I can get this in here. These little nubs are right there. It spins it and then snaps them off, and then it leaves the end of those bolts. And I'll probably shoot those with some primer, just because I don't like rusting metal. But yeah, so real easy to put these together with these things. So we're gonna raise. Let's see if I can put this up here. Like I said, we're gonna raise this still tomorrow, providing it's not too windy. We'll just be getting the first bay done. And this is our brace bay. This has all of our cross bracing, and I'll show you that once we get going. That's we get this one built, we get it straightened out, you know, all plumb and not twisted, and the rest of the building goes up pretty easy after that. I'm out here, I gotta clean off, if you look here, when they do the concrete, they tape with duct tape over the threads to keep the concrete from, you know, boogering them up. But sometimes the duct tape glue is just about as bad as the concrete. So I got to get out here with a grinder, do all that. That's what I'm doing now. So, but I want to get this out and or get this part recorded. I'll probably leave this camera set somewhere, just filming the thing going up kind of from a distance, and so you'll be able to see that. I also finished off that greenhouse roof. After I filmed that last one, the next 2 days were just no wind, so I was able to get those panels up and get a couple screws to hold them. Hey guys, so I'm here in the metal building. We've got one bay erected already. I took some footage of that. It didn't really turn out. I'm doing this pretty much solo, so I tried to time lapse it, where just capture a bunch of footage and show you the process, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of it in, but for the most part, it's not it's not working. It's taken too long to set up each step, and you know, it would be a 3-day time lapse crammed into 5 minutes, which wouldn't be very exciting because it'd have to go too fast. But anyways, so we're here in the metal building. We got the first bay mostly up. We're going to try to erect the next 2 bays today. There's very little wind, and that's what you want to do, since the columns, well, you can see, well, that's not one of the columns, that's one of the small columns. Let's turn you here. You can see right here one of those other columns. They stand on their own until you can get the rafters up and a couple girts across, and if there's any wind, they can fall over, and then you got a whole nother problem. But anyways, so we're moving along. I'll try to take shots as we go, and show you the progress. It's coming along faster than I actually thought it was going to. But so I'm going to take you over and show you the shear bolts, the tension control bolts, and the shear wrench, and how that works. And all right. So we got the connection here. Let's see if I can get this. So there's a washer on all of these. The washer always goes on the nut side, and on your nuts there's going to be a side that has printed lettering. That always goes out. You always want to get all your bolts in before you tighten any of these down fully, because there is no hex head on the other side. I had one yesterday that didn't tighten down fully, and I had to grind it off. Big pain. You don't want to be doing that. get these on here, and we'll. Yeah, that connection's a little far, so we'll have to pull it in with this one a little bit. Alright, let me go get the shear wrench. So this is a shear wrench. I mean, if you're building one of these buildings and you can't rent one of these, I don't know if it'd be worth it. I got it from somebody I know that I used to work with that does these buildings, so that's why it's nice. It's nice, but basically push it on. And sometimes it doesn't want to come off, so, but I think I'm close enough now that I can get the rest of these in, and then we'll go ahead and finish it off. Just like playing with a big erector set. Alright, I'll finish this off. And that's it, and it breaks off that little nub, and you're good to go. I'll get the rest of these. It is a slow wrench, so the best thing to do is get these as far down by hand as possible, as you can see. And I don't know if I'm in picture or not. I don't think I am. But, so that's all there is to it. That connection's done. We'll raise this whole rafter, put 2 straps on it, They say up to about 80 feet you can do with just straps before you need something bigger. We got a reach lift. We'll put this up. Same type of connections on all the main, on the structure. You can see how fast it is. The engineer, the structural engineer that has to check it for the building department, is going to come out, look to make sure all the nubs are broken off, and he will go about his merry way, and I'll probably only have to pay an hour of labor. So it saves in the long run. The extra cost for the bolts, it's probably going to be a wash in this case, but I don't have to hang on a 4-foot torque wrench and having someone hold a backup while I do it. So this makes it a lot easier, especially for one person. So I'll show you some progress as we go. I want to start getting these up. The time changed and it's later than it seems, so get this done. So we'll catch you on the next clip or next video. I'm not sure where this is going to fall. So this is James. Thanks for watching.